What was your most and least favourite placement of 4th year?
Does medical school get better as you go through it?
A lot more was expected from us. 4th year is very demanding.
Don't go placement.
This med school wants too much from me.
Well, I can't be a doctor if I don't pass my bloody exams, can I?
Hi everyone, my name is Hazal.
My name is Liddy.
And we are now final year medical students. We use this channel to document our lives to becoming doctors and share some student tips along the way.
We have now conquered 4 very long years of medical school. Like, we actually somehow managed to survive, and we wanted to bring you guys our normal medical school reviews that we do on a yearly basis. So sit back, grab a coffee and enjoy, because we'll be answering all the questions that you submitted.
This video is split up into 5 sections, and the first section is all about med school content.
Question number 1. How did 4th year of medical school differ from 3rd year of medical school?
Ooh, I feel like there were definitely quite a few differences. So they're both clinical years of medical school, so we spend most of our times on placements. 3rd year was more of the core specialities like cardiology, respiratory, gastroenterology, and 4th year is more it's called your specialities year, where you go through all the other specialities like pediatrics, obs and gynae, psychiatry, ophthalmology, geriatrics. And I feel like this year on placement a lot more was expected from us. Like in 3rd year, as soon as you mentioned you were a 3rd year medic, they'll be like, okay, cool, 0 expectation. We will do a few bloods here and there, like take bloods from patients, but that was basically it. However, in 4th year, we had to do a lot more things. Like we were expected to have a lot more knowledge on placement, I think. And also we had to do things like examining a newborn baby and
now we were trusted to examine a newborn baby. That's crazy. I just think the level of trust and the level of professionalism expected from you is a bit of a switch.
Definitely.
I also think 4th year has a lot more admin work and a lot more deadlines, most notably the 8,000 word dissertation that our university made us do. Thank you very much. It was quite frankly one of the worst elements of my entire medical degree, I think.
But do you know what? We both got over 90% in our diss.
We did.
So
we actually did. But
somehow,
the dissertation was horrible. I understand that people have to write dissertations for their degree, but it's more so we aren't really built up to write dissertations in
essays, let alone dissertations,
in a scientific hands-on degree like medicine. So it's such a jump from what we're used to. Additionally, having to write that alongside 9 to 5 placement and all these other commitments was a lot. But yeah, we got through it. Someone asked, how was you able to manage the crazy amount of content in 4th year?
Organisation and planning and being very strategic with your time. 4th year is very demanding, and I feel like if you're not strategic with your time, if you don't have a very clear plan of when you're going to revise and when you're going to do other things, 4th year can be quite challenging for you. But with the right support, the right plan, the right mindset, you'll be fine. Section 2 is all about our hospital placements. So, Liddy, what was your most and least favourite placement of 4th year?
I think for mine, it was definitely psychiatry, hands down.
For what?
My least favourite. I thought it was really intense. And my favourite was definitely ONG. And that's simply because of the fact that I got to see life being brought into this world, which I just think is a crazy experience. Like, honestly, just an amazing thing to witness.
For me, my least favourite was probably neurology, just because it's the topic or the speciality I'm least interested in.
I feel like in every med school review we've done, her answer has been the same for my least favourite.
I'm just not a fan. What can I do? I'm just not a fan of neurology, the brain. My most favourite, okay, I have top 3, obs and gynae, peds and GP. But if I had to pick one, it would probably be peds, because you get to work with newborns and it's just really cute. But GP was also really good.
Do you feel more like doctors after 4th year?
100%. I feel like, do you know what did it for me?
What?
GP placement, when I was seeing my own patients. Well, not my own patients, but the patients would come in and I would take a history from them first and understand why they've come into the GP. And then I would go tell the GP that information and we would speak to the patient together and come up with a treatment plan.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was really cool. The question we get every single year, do you know what you want to specialise in?
I'm definitely leaning towards primary care / GP. Obviously, never say never. I still have a few years to go before I decide what training pathway I'm going to take. But 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to be a GP, just to keep things nice and short. The work-life balance. I'm not really a fan of hospital wards. I'm sorry. I don't, the whole exciting drama llama that you guys see on Grey's Anatomy, that's not a bit of me. I want a stable community clinic. And I just think the ability as well to do things beyond medicine works best with a profession like GP compared to being a hospital doctor. But that's just my personal preference.
I also have the same answer. I really enjoyed my GP placement, and I really do see myself in the position of the GPs I was shadowing.
Now, this isn't interviews, okay.
Next section is all about studying and revision. What was your main study method for 4th year?
First and foremost, it's important to know the difference between studying and revision. Studying is acquiring new material and new knowledge, whereas revision is revisiting knowledge that you essentially already know. In regards to study, my main way of acquiring new information was, if I had time, I would make a map for that module and just try to go through all of the learning objectives, annotate as much as possible, add images, try to understand the pathology, the symptoms, and the treatment for all of the key topics mentioned within our learning objectives. But if I didn't have time, which was towards exam season, I would literally just do as many past med questions as possible on that specific module, because you acquire information as you get things wrong, and I think that's what a lot of people tend to do.
I had documents for each module that I would annotate and make notes on, which was actually really, really useful. But aside from that, I did practice questions basically from the start of the year. That was one of the main things I learned from 3rd year. They're going to be very proud of us. We actually gave ourselves a month to prepare for the OSCE this time. That deserves a high five.
Yeah.
Since med school started, we've only prepared for the OSCE with 1 week revision.
Yeah. Because we're too busy focusing on the written exam.
Yeah. But this year, our practical exam, which is the OSCE, was before our written exam. So we had no choice but to take it seriously. And it actually went really well. I feel like
absolutely
by the end of it,
we absolutely smashed it.
By the end of it, we were really good at the OSCE, I think. But yeah, this year we used lots of different resources like PassMed, we used QuesMed, Zero to Finals, OSCE Stop,
Geeky Medics.
We used lots of resources that we found very, very helpful.
I think those were the main 5. Don't use too much. Narrow your focus, I think. Yeah.
Next question. How did you guys manage studying and placement at the same time?
Don't go placement.
Basically, I think you need to get really good at knowing when your time is useful on placement and when your time is useful in the placement library.
Let's say that you're at placement 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. But perhaps you get a 2-hour lunch period, or there's 1 hour where your consultant asks you to prepare for a teaching session that's coming up later on in the day. That is some time already that you can literally run to the placement library and just do as many flashcards as possible. So try to set a daily goal of the amount of flashcards you want to do or the amount of questions you want to go through, and try to use placement as much as possible when you aren't occupied with other activities, to go to the library and do flashcards to save you time. Sorry. Does medical school get better as you go through it?
It does. Come on, it 100% does. Think about 1st year Liddy.
Okay, fair enough. But it depends what they mean. Do we get better as people in terms of how we manage stuff and in terms of how we tackle things so that we don't get drenched by medical school? Yes. But does the volume at medical school get better? No, it doesn't. Do you get what I mean? Well, things do get better overall because you adapt and you as a person get better, and you make mistakes in 1st, 2nd year, so you know what not to do in 3rd, 4th year, so you get better, and so life gets better. But I think medical school within itself, the volume continues to increase, the responsibilities continue to increase, the deadlines continue to increase.
The essays get worse.
Yeah. But because you're getting better, it kind of balances out.
Yeah. To conclude, you'll be okay.
You will actually
We're
be
okay.
Yeah, like it's survivable, guys. Like it is.
We're okay and you'll be okay. And genuinely, overall, I think it gets better because you get better as a person at coping, at work-life balance, at everything. Talking about work-life balance, our next section is about work-life balance. I feel like we've kind of touched on this already, but how was your work-life balance during 4th year?
It was surprisingly good, which I'm really surprised about. Because 4th year was actually really difficult, low-key, high key.
I feel like we're gaslighting ourselves because it's over now and we've passed and we're happy. So
yeah,
we're
but
like,
it was actually
forgetting
really hard.
what we've been through.
It was good. We did stuff this year.
We made good friends this year. We went out a lot this year in terms of like had new experiences.
Yeah.
Did we go on holiday? Yeah, we went on holiday in December. We went to Tenerife in December. That was good. For my birthday. That was really good.
Yeah. Chilling with friends, traveling, just even having time to Netflix and chill I think is part of work-life balance. Yeah. All of our extracurricular activities with YouTube and our journey to mental organisation. Like, we've actually done bits this year. Obviously, sometimes it did get hard and we did burn out and it was stressful at times. Like, don't let anyone make you think that work-life balance just is a constant upstream. Like, it's not. It goes up and down. So sometimes we didn't have the best work-life balance and sometimes we did get burnt out and we couldn't manage anything. Like, we had to take 2 months off of YouTube for exam season because it was so hard to balance. But overall we got back up. So I think it's just about always adjusting your work-life balance according to the season you're in. That's key.
Okay, we're now in our final section, which is all about overview. Rate your med school content out of 5. 3, 2, 1, 2.
Why 2?
I just feel like there was a lot to learn this year. This year, I really realised this med school wants too much from me. Like, there's so much content. Let me tell you guys all of our modules. Pediatrics, obs and gynae, psychiatry, GP, geriatrics, neurology, ophthalmology, global health, sexual health, dermatology,
MSK.
On top of remembering all of our 3rd year content as well.
It's giving, we want to see you guys stuff on it.
Literally, I would go through phases of spending 1 week learning ENT, that's another one. I'll spend 1 week learning ENT, then the next week I'll learn ophthalmology, and I'll be like, oh,
like your
my
brain
ENT knowledge has gone.
Switch. I put 3 because despite that, I do think it was, a little bit more interesting. It was a tiny bit more interesting. Okay. Like some of the things I was learning about, I was like, okay, medicine, I see you.
Okay, what would you rate hospital placements out of 5? 3, 2, 1,
5?
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 4, but I actually think 5.
Okay, can I change mine at 4? pressured.
I really enjoyed my placements this year. Obviously, they can be hard. Obviously, they can be challenging. They can take up a lot of your time. I think this has been my favorite year of hospital placements just because I got to see a lot of different things I was interested in. I got to get a better insight into what my life would look like as a doctor. And overall, I just did more of what I enjoyed.
The main reason I put a 4 was because of the fact that you have to be there for so long. Unpopular opinion, that may be popular. I don't think you need to be in placement 9 to 3. I think it's very time consuming. Unfortunately, we have revision and exams to do. Some people argue and say, how else are you meant to be a doctor? Well, I can't be a doctor if I don't pass my bloody exams, can I? So I'm
changing it to a 4. I just
think if placement was like 9 to 1, it would make more sense.
What would you rate your studying and revision out of 5? 3, 2, 1, 4.
Did you see how?
Why are you getting pressured? I would say 4 because, let's keep this short and snappy. We learned a lot from our 3rd year mistakes. We started a lot earlier and in the end, everything went well. So yeah. And finally, what would you rate your work-life balance out of 5? 3, 2, 1, 4, 5. The reason I put a 4 instead of a 5 is because sometimes I did get burnt out. And I think I could have prevented that if I had done things a bit differently, but obviously you live and you learn.
Yeah, I put a 5 because I feel like this year I really prioritised my mental health. When I was stressed and burnt out, I think I reacted to it well. I think stress and burnout sometimes are inevitable, especially when you do as much as we do in regards to commitments. But I think when I did realise I was burnt out or stressed, I think I reacted well to it and I always put things in place to kind of bring me back to my baseline.
What was your best memory of 4th year? Witnessing childbirth. It was a surreal experience and I just felt so honoured to have the responsibility and the privilege to be in that room. What was your worst memory of 4th year?
Deeping my future prospects as a doctor in the UK. With everything happening this year, with the junior doctor strikes, the amount of people leaving, the horror stories on TikTok, it's been a bit scary and a bit demotivating, I think, as well, because medicine's already a hard degree, and then to know that to some extent your worth will never really be appreciated in the NHS if things don't change, it's not a nice feeling. So yeah, it's been a bit scary, and I think anxiety provoking to think about the future as a result of that.
And finally, what are your expectations of final year? I feel like final year is going to be amazing. I genuinely think it's going to be really good. Obviously exams, yada yada, but we have our elective, we have something really exciting happening later on this year, and I just can't wait to be more confident in my ability and knowledge and feel more like a doctor as the year goes on.
And wait, hold up, graduation, what?
Graduation, you can finally do the little...
Yeah, no, we're gonna make such a big deal of our graduation.
I know, guys, you're gonna be sick of us.
I'm gonna be so Congolese about it. So make sure to stick around for our final year, because you don't want to miss any of the exciting things that we're going to be doing. It's gonna be so fun, and of course we're gonna take you guys along with us. Be sure to subscribe for more content like this, and if you want to reminisce over 4th year with us, then be sure to check out our medical school vlogs as well. See you guys in a future video. Bye.